can anticipate the excitement, knowing, you know, we had this one circled. Obviously, people in Norman had it. It being Tennessee, the storyline of Josh coming back, I think just ties into everything. But it's really cool. I think the thing people don't in the SEC don't understand is how deep the roots are in Norman. How, you know, the tradition of the program, all that, people still here in town, which makes it awesome. And I think an easy fix, or not fix, but an easy fit in the SEC. So I can't wait. I've said I think the open montage video inside Memorial Stadium, easily top 3, maybe the best. I gotta do those rankings. That's a tough list. But it's always, I mean, excitement levels. Wish there was a little more room on the sidelines, but that's not your guys' problem.
You've seen Nico Iamaleava through three games. A lot of talk about him being a Heisman contender. What do you kind of think about that?
Hasn't faced any adversity yet, and that's what I expect him to face. First true road start. You know, we go off, you know, bowl game. I call it fake momentum, and teams fall into that category, and you got to be wary of it. But they've been so dominant that they are a proven commodity, in my opinion. But now you're getting crowd noise, a conference game, a great defense, which is looking at this as a monster opportunity. So how Nico handles the adversity of all those things is what I'll be watching, and it's probably the biggest factor in the game. Knowing that Jackson on the other side has to do what he does, whatever the offensive lineup is going to be up front, I think sounds like it's still unknown. But I think that Oklahoma defense has to keep it tight, knowing that Oklahoma's offense might struggle early on because of the unsureness up front and also what Tennessee brings to the table defensively.
What is the most interesting part to you about Heupel coming back to the school that he played at and coached at? And if you were him, what would be the emotions that you would be feeling in this moment today and tomorrow?
Whoa, that's a three-header. First off, I'm old enough, so I remember him as a player, and I don't think people realize how good he was. He was awesome. Dual threat, and like it was, you know, you could tell he always had that chip on his shoulder, you know, smaller guy when you look at the pro-style quarterbacks, but he was phenomenal. I thought he was the best player in the sport that year, and to do it that quickly and bring Coach Stoops that championship, I mean, you still feel the remnants of that, you know, trying to get back, trying to get back to that. But I can't imagine, because it's not a good feeling that he has. I know from hearing him talk about it, it's a bad taste in his mouth. You know, we get it. But I think he's done it long enough and he's smart enough where it's not about, when it comes down to it, it's not about him, it's the guys on the team, on the field. So channeling all that and blocking that out and making sure his team's ready to go, I think is his goal. And like I said, he's done it long enough. I think it would be a special one for him to get for sure.
7.5 is the line. I know you're a big gambling guy, so what are your thoughts on that?
I saw actually down to 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. Yeah.
Okay. So
which is crazy. I mean, the gambling people would know, you know, with the amount of money that is on Tennessee and the line not moving all week, and now it finally moves. I think it tells you that there's confidence in the books for Oklahoma, which is, again, scary deal. College football, you don't know what you're going to get week to week, especially when you go on the road in your first true road environment, and it's a place like Memorial Stadium. Like, there's a lot of intangibles there, and that's why I think there's confidence in Oklahoma. I believe Oklahoma's defense is going to play phenomenal. I really do. Knowing the versatility, the talent they have, the coaches they have, the crowd that's going to be behind them, I think that's the matchup. As I said, Oklahoma tries to iron things out offensively.
What about Josh Heupel's offense this year? But Tennessee's defense has also been equally as dominant.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on them this year?
First off, the competition they played. NC State had a lot of guys returning, had a big name in the portal come in at quarterback. They did not play well, and I don't know what their ceiling is as far as that, but I don't want to take credit away from Tennessee. But that game's 10-3, I believe, second quarter, and NC State's going in to tie the game, and it's a pick six, and that game gets flipped upside down. So the playmaking ability of Tennessee, they only have 4 sacks. They have NFL talent. Pierce is a monster. Lott is a stud that's come around and had a really good NC State game. So I think Josh is going to look at his defense to, hey, we're going to face some adversity on offense. You guys keep doing your thing. Great defenses travel in this sport. So we're going to find out if Tennessee's defense is good or it's at that upper tier we have in the country.
What does it say about the staying power of Oklahoma when they haven't been a home underdog for years?
Yeah.
And now you see this.
Going back, I think it talks to the roots that they have. And I mean, before Coach Stoops and then Coach Stoops establishing what he did. I do find it interesting that your biggest game was never at home, or you never had to go to the other biggest stadium. That's fun. Come on, Alan.
There we go.
You know, where that game wasn't always here, but the idea of Oklahoma at home, like you're shocked. I mean, so many double-digit spreads. That's the only time they ever could get knocked off. But no, I mean, it's an upper echelon program in the country, and that speaks to it when you look at 1998 as being the last time they were a touchdown underdog.
How important do you think this first game is going to be for Oklahoma's, the impression Oklahoma leaves on the SEC and how teams kind of see Oklahoma?
Well, everybody talked about the schedule when it came out, right? When you talk about road trips, they go to Missouri?
Yes.
Yeah, go to Missouri, you go to Auburn, you get Bama. But this is the one I think you had to circle because it's a home one. You know, you get to open your SEC era at home, and then Tennessee brings along what they have. This is the one you got. I mean, to put your foot down and say, all right, we know we belong here would be a monster step. I don't think you want to go to Auburn, which is, I think, a very, very tough place to play, still wondering what you have. I think they know what they have. It's just now a matter of going out and doing it, especially offensively. You got guys that can do it, and now it's just piecing it together, getting on the same page. But that's hard to do when those guys can't practice. And now you got to go do it on the game field, and that's a coach's worst nightmare because, again, there's not that feeling of, hey, I saw us do this, now we just got to go do it again. And I think they're going to have to learn under fire tomorrow night. They're more than capable to do it. It's just a big question when you know what Tennessee brings to the forefront on the other side of the ball.
Obviously, you're a college football fan. You've been doing this a long time. When you look at this game and the storylines as other college football fans, I mean, does it really get any better than this?
No, it doesn't. I mean, that's what I say. We're trying to hash out College Football Live later today, and it's like, all right, Tennessee's offense, let's go through that. All right, their coaching staff, all right, plenty of storylines there. Oklahoma's offense. No, it has everything, and that's what's awesome. They're going to travel really well, too. And like I said, the home field advantage of Memorial Stadium is awesome. I'm pumped that it's a night game. I know the players probably don't like that, but when they know what their fans are getting into, the longevity of a day, I think it's going to enhance them and their ability to help the game. So I think that the excitement level, for sure, it has everything we want.
One more gambling-based question. Just your thoughts on the availability reports. I know it's the first time Oklahoma's had to do it, as many of the SEC schools. Just your thoughts on those.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you look at it full circle, plenty of these schools have deals with those companies, right? So in order to be a good business partner, you want to do your end of the deal. So it's cool to see. I mean, I know people that are in that industry like it, but I think it's you know, being a team player in a lot of instances, and as much as you don't like to do it, I think it's fair to do so. So as long as the conference is going to do it, which they said they're gonna, you have information available, and it feels like that's all anybody wants now, right? Yeah. Information ahead of time. Yeah. So it plays to that mantra also.
A lot of people think Josh Heupel's offense is air raid, but it's actually the run that sets up the pass. How do you think Oklahoma handles Tennessee's three-headed monster of Dylan Sampson?
Sampson's the guy for sure. I think what he brings to the table when he gets the ball, he's in go mode. And the other guys, I think there's a step back from what he brings to the table. But you're right, they do everything off the run game. I think the group of tight ends they got, Stays, the transfer from Notre Dame, has been really good. But the way they're set their edge and how aggressive Oklahoma wants to be defensively, I think they got to be careful with that, because the best part of Tennessee's run game, I think, is the counter. And off your counter, you get your naked boots and all that pass game out of the pocket, which I think they're going to want to do, because you want to get Nico comfortable instead of just being a sitting target. So stopping the run but not overcommitting to it, which I feel like Oklahoma has confidence in the ability to play a light box, knowing that your corners are going to be on islands, because that's basically the way. I mean, talking to Coach Saban, it's the way you got to play it. I mean, he keeps calling it the fastball. They keep going with the fastball because they want you to tip your hand, and then they slow it down. It's like, oh shoot, we're not supposed to be in that. So I mean, Coach Venables has been around this style. I call it the up-tempo defense because of the scrambling that he was able to do and get guys on the same page. And at Clemson, I always just noticed how simple. Like sometimes it was one call and all those guys were on the same page. So I think that, and knowing amidst the chaos, because your crowd's on defense, your crowd's going to be into it. So communication's huge. Bowman's as good as it gets back there. Stutzman, obviously, you rely on those guys. And I think what they do is they communicate at each level. So it's not one guy giving it to all 11. I mean, I know you got the coach thing, but it's Bowman on the back end. It's Stutzman, in the middle and helping out the front line. So they've done it before. There's plenty of experience there. That's why I expect them to play well.
You mentioned Sampson. He's one of the best running backs in the country right now. What does he have that other people around the country just don't?
Immediate get off. Like, he gets the ball and he's at top speed right away. His vision's really, really good. When he's in between the tackles to see outside and know where those lanes are, the combination of his burst and vision and just overall speed, like he gets it, and it's a scary thing. You got to keep him boxed in, and teams have not been able to do that. I do expect Oklahoma to give them issues there.
Does it feel kind of weird seeing Oklahoma having a successful defense again after all the years of offense?
No, because I think of what the head coach, Coach Venables, wanted to do coming in here, knowing that he's a defensive guy. So, like I said, I'm old enough to remember the Boz and all those guys on defense and the proud history they have. So it's not a surprise to me. It was expected. The more I think about it, knowing what he brings to the table with that mindset.
What do fans need to know coming to the game tomorrow?
Which fans?
OU fans.
OU? Have confidence in your team. Like, you got your guy. This is the coach you wanted when the other guy left. So
thank you for saying that.
When, and I just say it's an opportunity. You have an opportunity to showcase everything you have as an opportunity. It's a very proud school, fan base, alumni, the team, the coaching staff. Enjoy it. You don't get these stages often, and when you do, you got to capitalize on it. And that's why I keep going back to opportunity. Everything you want moving forward to take those steps that you want. To get out, get in that top 5 of the country, get in the top 10. It's right here. This is a major step. So embrace the journey. Like, make the most of tomorrow, and most importantly, win the game. That helps a lot. I mean, I can't imagine how many recruits are going to be here tomorrow. It's a monster day, and the notoriety of both teams it's awesome. It's what we love coming to every week for sure.
Blake Shelton fan, favorite song?
This is bad. I'm not a country guy. I know. I'm sorry. I'm learning. I'm open. I asked my daughters, and I know the song he has with Post Malone. I just don't know them.
Good job.
All right, that's a new one, right?
That's a good one.
Try and get current with the kids.
I think it's Pour Me a Drink.
There you
That's
go.
one he has with Post.
Okay.
Awesome.
Very good.
Thanks for your
All
time.